And joining us now with more on the potential ceasefire and ongoing war in the north is Lieutenant Colonel in the Reserve Sarit Zehavi, founder and president of Alma, specializing in Israel's security challenges on its northern border. Thank you for joining us today.
Good evening. Thank you.
So we still don't have all the details about the ceasefire agreement, but from what is taking shape, what do you make of this agreement? Does it truly address Israel's security concerns?
First and foremost, I want to say that we don't know exactly what's in this agreement. These are all different kind of reports that it's not happening till it's happening. But by what is being published, I think that too much attention is being given to Resolution 1701. And what we have learned from the past 18 years is that the two key players that were supposed to enforce the resolution, which is the Lebanese army and UNIFIL, actually did nothing around that. And this is something that must be solved.
And is now the right time for a ceasefire agreement, do you think?
Yes, in this respect, I do believe that both sides are interested in a ceasefire. I think, and I'm saying that from the most personal point of view as a resident of the North, I think we do want to go back to normality. I think that the IDF gained great achievements, military achievements against Hezbollah, degrading its capabilities on various fields, including killing the leadership of Hezbollah, killing more than 170 commanders of Hezbollah, eliminating big amounts of its rockets and pushing it away from the border. Yet, I think the main concern of the people here is the question whether Hezbollah will be capable of recovering. And that this is the key to any ceasefire, to make sure that Hezbollah is not recovering the capabilities after a while, and that there is somebody there to enforce it, whether it's Israel or anybody else. I know that we insist that it will be Israel, but there is a risk in this as well. If it will be Israel, the question is how long the ceasefire will last, and what does that mean for our daily lives here in the north?
Exactly, and you mentioned what happens the day after the ceasefire. You mentioned the Lebanese army, you mentioned UNIFIL. How can Israel truly trust the Lebanese army, the international community, in controlling Hezbollah when it has utterly failed to do so for the past 20 years?
There is only one way to build this trust, and this is if Lebanon will completely change its relationship with Hezbollah. Because what is happening today is that Lebanon is playing a double game, and we are negotiating with Nabia Berri while it is clear that Hezbollah is involved. There is no difference between Lebanese government and Hezbollah, because Hezbollah is a member of the Lebanese government officially, not below the surface. The minister of the government of Lebanon that is responsible for all these smugglings of Hezbollah, for the entrances and exits of the state of Lebanon, whether it's Hariri airport or the ground border crossings with Syria, is a Hezbollah member. So I think the third thing that should happen, and this is where the international community should be very much involved, is a change of relationship between the state of Lebanon and Hezbollah, designating it as a terrorist organization, and completely changing the situation within Lebanon itself according to Resolution 1559, that demands the disarmament of all militias in Lebanon, and not only 1701.
And we're still far from a ceasefire, close but far away. What do you see happening the day after? Do you think that Israel's displaced citizens, the citizens of the north, do you think they will feel safe to return to their homes?
So again, the key question is whether we're going to see Hezbollah military operatives watching us, from the kitchen windows, just on the other side of the border, or they will not be able to come back. If they will be able to come back, the future of the North is very, how would I say it, unclear, and an understatement. I believe that many people will come back if they will be quiet, but not everybody. I believe that those who can afford living somewhere else and had no emotional connection, I will put it this way, to the north, may leave if the situation will not become better and if security will not be promised. And that's why it's so important to make sure that Hezbollah cannot recover. And we don't see anymore those sites over here. We don't see the capabilities to carry out those sites anymore.
All right, well, Lieutenant Colonel in the reserves, Sarit Zehavi, thank you so much for your analysis today. And of course, we hope that Israel's residents will be able to return home soon.
Thank you very much.